Welcome to Black Queens Uncut. Grab your wine, your vape, or whatever you need to relax so we can get into this queen chat. I'm Monique Lovelace. Queens, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kiki Boom Boom.
What's up, guys? It's TK Trinidad.
And I'm super excited today because we are back. Season 3 has returned or come. Is it come? Yes. I mean, no pun intended, but
Okay.
it is here. And we queens are ready. Season 3. Aren't y'all excited? We have some great guests that we're going to have throughout the whole 6 months. Yes, we're going for 26 weeks. But the queens are back. And this coming week is also, by the way, today will officially be Cinco de Mayo, or is officially Cinco de Mayo. So drink up, get your margaritas. Miss CK Trinidad, get your margarita.
Look,
And
y'all gonna know.
TK's like, please.
And it's also this Sunday is Mother's Day. Are y'all ready for Mother's Day?
Aww.
Been ready.
Ain't none of us mothers though.
No.
Dude,
I just been giving
I was
gifts.
gonna say thank God, but that's not nice.
you don't
Boy, bae.
right. Do any of y'all think y'all would have been a mother by now?
Think or no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All jokes. All
I know TK wants like 5 kids.
Yeah, I'm trying to knock out 3. We'll see.
3.
Yeah, one shebang.
One shebang.
Mhm.
Oh, that just sounds like a lot.
He was like, oh yes.
I will say I am the official like auntie. Like all my friends have kids and they're all having kids and getting married. So like I'm that girl. I'm the auntie. I've never wanted kids since I was a kid. My family said I was like a weird kid, but I just didn't want that life. I knew at like 5, I was like, take my baby doll. I don't want it.
Really?
Yeah, I never wanted kids. It's not a thing. I do, for me, but I think shout out to the people and the women who have children, because whether you give birth to them or you raise them, mothers deserve the world.
Right.
And I'm in my 30s now and I still don't want kids for me. But I said when I turned 40, I may do one only because I've had a lot of loss in my family. And this is kind of selfish. So I'm like, damn, I don't even want the damn kids. I kind of just.
You got to compromise.
Yeah. And I do watch baby videos though. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That will kind of get you, but having one is different. I definitely feel like I didn't think that I'd have kids by this time. So I'm on the right track.
That's good.
Yeah, that sums it up for me, I guess. But so much has happened during 2021 already. We are hopefully exiting out of a pandemic soon. Things are opening back up. And we have world star hip hop type cheaters like Derek Jackson, a verdict that came in for justice for George Floyd. Shout that out. And we definitely have to say RIP to Ma'Khia Bryant, because police brutality is a real thing, something that we have to fight with every day. So that's not going away anytime soon. We still got to keep our voices. We still got to keep fighting. And we still got to keep, pushing ahead, and hopefully some things will change. And we now can see also that our vice president agreed with Tim Scott that there's no racism in this country. But
the country isn't racist. That's what they're trying.
Okay.
I'm like, sure.
So those were the quick updates of what has already happened in 2021. As we can see and of course we talked about that already, which is the terrorist attack on the Capitol. But hey, 2021, great start. So coming in 2021 we'll start off this way, and then we'll finish off with our mother appreciation, because mothers deserve the world.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are not the greatest mother, I mean, you brought a child into this world. And so baby, some accolades are given,
Damn.
But
Monique.
Woo! Woo!
I'm just
Woo!
saying, not all
It's not about
mothers.
my mama. I love you, mom. You are amazing. You are the ride or die. You are the reason why I do things. You
But
are everything.
this is uncut, so we have to be
No,
uncut.
you're right.
And the uncut word is that not all mothers are good mothers and deserve the world.
That is true.
That
I'll
is true.
just-
I'm just letting my mom know that she's not included because my mom will take it to that. So I'm just letting her know it's not. I got you.
She'll be like, and I heard her, and y'all are a collective, and that is not. Yeah, no. But yeah, I do feel like if you brought life into this world, there are some accolades, but that doesn't mean you're a good parent. I mean, it just is what it is. It happens sometimes.
It happens.
It does. But getting into the other things of this episode, which is the lessons from the pandemic, was there anything that has made you more appreciative during this time?
Yes.
For me, I think we had talked about this the episodes before we took a break. It's just I think it was needed. All the stuff that I went through last year came to a head, and I think it was a lot of lessons that I needed to learn in order to be in the space that I'm in now. So yeah, the main lesson is what you think you know, you might not know. I don't know. I don't know if like that's understandable, but what I thought was like, okay, I'm done doing this as far as a human and characteristics. It made me, through the pandemic and talking to a therapist and life coach, it made me really look at that and then the arc of certain things in my life, and made me really understand stuff that I don't think I would have even questioned if one, the pandemic didn't happen, but then two, all the things that happened in my personal life coupled with the pandemic. I feel like whether you believe in God, higher power, universe, that everything that happened, it all had to happen at that particular time. Like if just the pandemic happened and my life was cool, then I probably wouldn't have learned those lessons. So like, I feel like God's like, bitch, I've been trying to tell you, but we're just going to I'm just going to give it all to you because I know you can handle it, but you're not going to see it any other way. And that's how I think there was a lot of lessons learned, and the position that I'm in today wouldn't have happened if that stuff didn't happen. And I also didn't really take a step back and really try to work on myself and work on the authentic goals, dreams, and who I want to be.
Right. And then I'm gonna ask the follow-up question because you did go into this. What do you feel like you learned about yourself or in general during this time?
Man, I think I thought I was like a finished work. Like I thought I was not like, I knew that, there's little things that you can learn here and there. Like, yeah, like, all right, that's cute. I'll add that to my repertoire. But I thought that I was like, my base was pretty solid. And it really, what I think a lot of people don't have the opportunity to realize, or even, talk it out, is that and I've said this for years, which is ironic, we're just products of our experiences. But those experiences that we have, either consciously or subconsciously, are imprinted on us, which then we take those experiences and we portray them to the world, negatively or positively or however. And I didn't really realize how certain instances in my life caused me to think a certain way, because that's always been my normal. And it's always been like, I'm good. In my mind, like, not necessarily I'm better than most, but it's like I'm in a decent position compared to X, Y, and Z, or where I could have been. So it's just,
is that what you, I don't mean to cut you off, but is that what you mean by base? Like, do you mean like you felt like your material base, or like your?
No, just like base as far as character.
Oh, okay.
Because material base to me is kind of like, and that was another thought process that I learned just recently. Material base to me was like, I knew it was going to come, But the thought process that I'm in right now, or a couple of months ago, I really kind of changed it and really did some more manifesting, and things are actually coming, where opposed to like, oh, well, it's going to come one day. You know what I'm saying? There, that I
Right.
shifted that, but that shift wouldn't have happened unless I was like really doing the work.
Yeah.
But when I refer to base, I mean character base. Like, I mean, like, I ain't crazy, depending on who you talk to. I ain't crazy. I'm not doing like, crazy stuff. I'm not like, out here in these streets. Like, I'm not reckless. Like, I think the equivalent to was what I used to tell my mom, was like, I wasn't knocked up at 19. Like, I went to college. I did the things I was supposed to do. So in the evolution of base and character, I thought, all right, cool. I'm a good base. I'm sane. I could think, I can handle, like, I could do all that stuff, but you don't realize all the little things that we've ingested that we then put on ourselves and then portray in the world. And it becomes such a so second nature to you that you don't even think of it until somebody either brings it to your attention or things happen in your life that you're like, damn, why does this always happen? But you didn't realize it was always happening until you actually have those conversations or are actually looking inward.
Right.
So that's what I mean by base.
Okay. Because I did find that interesting, because when you said base, I think from where I've come from, I always say, yes, people have morals, but when it comes to base, even your morals change. They may not change badly, but everything changes. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. I love tarot. So it's like the Wheel of Fortune card in tarot. Everything is temporary. Everything changes. That's why when people be like, oh, I'm getting married and we're going to be together forever. You may not, because you may change. That person may change. And it's not always a bad change. It could just be something different. So that's why I wanted to clear a base, because I found that interesting when you said, I felt like my base was solid, like it was good, but like we can never have a base that's good. We can have morals that we feel are right at the time, but never I've always looked at it like there's never a base, as far as like, oh, I got this, I'm sticking to it, and this is what's going to be.
Right.
So yeah, but I really, what you said is great. I think it's, definitely hits a point, because in this pandemic, going back to the first question, was anything in this has made you more appreciative of, I would say yes, because I was a busy little bee. Okay, I was doing multiple things all the time, and I always had to be busy, and I was always busy. And I realized during this time that I was, career wise, I was burnt out. Like, I literally was forcing myself to just keep going, because I'm like, oh, I need to be a millionaire, and I need to do this, and I need to like do that, and I need to do this and all this other stuff. And I'm like, everything just stopped for me. And it was like, bitch, no, you don't. You don't. You don't need to do everything, because when you're doing everything, you're doing too much. And I can't do nothing. The universe is like, I have no room to do nothing because you're trying to do everything. And I'm like, whoa, because the moment I sat back and had the time, and even me and you talked about this, Kiki, and just didn't feel like doing shit.
Yep.
Even as of now, I've been finding my own signature look, planning trips. I have not thought about my career not once, and I could care less. Like, y'all, it was scraping up to you. I was gonna make another call to Josh. Like, Josh, I quit the podcast.
You on your eat, pray, love.
Really am. And even though I feel so not unmotivated, but even though I feel no like inside of me to focus on my career at all right now, like everything else, skin is glowing, feeling popping, like lost weight, my clothes are fitting different when I go shopping. Is such a beautiful thing. I never really shopped for myself. I always put my creativity on clients, finding my signature look, doing things that I want to do, that I've been saying, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I never have, because I'm too focused on my career, is definitely what this time has taught me. And what I'll say that I learned in general about myself is that during this time is that I don't need to be doing it all. I need to be silent, take a break. I need to like scale back a lot and find that real work life balance because it's what I want. Like, I don't care about nobody else. Like, if you want to be whatever, I don't, that, that's you. I don't really care.
Mhm.
But, and because it gets hard in LA, because you get FOMO, or you always feel like if you don't have any family in LA, you're usually working because you throw yourself in to do something because you need to be doing something. But finding a true work life balance is what I need and what I'm learning about myself, and to really focus on myself first. Like, not just one little areas of focusing on myself, but like full blown continue your routine. Continue, because I have like a skincare routine now that I do, y'all. My face is
Yes, come on, glowing.
I have a skincare routine. I watch movies. I watch shows. Like I'll take full days and lay in the bed and just watch movies all day. And I get my nails and my toes done when the salons were open, but when they weren't, I was doing it myself. And like it's just been one of those things of just taking care of me. Like, oh, you want inspired action of traveling because you feel like you want to explore the world and do something and you can really do it now, do it. Like, you want to dress cute, get it together. What is it that you do for your clients? Do for yourself. And I did that, clean out my closet, everything. It's just something that I really needed, is to focus on myself and love on myself and realize what it really feels like to do that, so I can keep that individualism. So when I do enter into my purpose mate, like, I can always go back to like, no, this is what I've been wanting, or when I treated myself like this, I felt good. So how do I get that feeling back, feeling peace and happiness or whatever? But yes, it's been a lot of peace and happiness through self-love, which I've always advocated for, but I don't think I was doing it as much as I was advocating for it. So I have to admit that. Kiki, what about you?
Um, like what I've learned throughout this whole thing.
What did you appreciate, and what did you learn about
appreciate?
yourself during this whole thing?
I started to really appreciate like time, and because that's something I never appreciated, whether it was my time and other people's time. And because the pandemic kind of just made everybody stop doing what they had to do. And I started to appreciate myself and putting myself first, because that's something I never did. And that's something I don't do. I put everybody before me, which is just which isn't, I don't want to say it's not bad, but I'm not a bad person for doing that. But I learned how to be like, no, and saying the answer no for myself, because I say yes a lot, whether that's work, career, friends, anything. Because the pandemic told us, no, sit y'all asses down, can't go anywhere. So I had to learn how to really like appreciate myself more. Like, I've gained a bunch of weight in this, but I learned how to like really fuck with myself. Like, I get so many compliments on like how good my skin looks and how I'm super
Titties
confident.
popping.
And I'm the titties popping. Titties popping.
Those always gonna pop though.
Titties always gonna pop.
Yeah, titties always gonna pop.
Whether she's down and out, titties gonna always pop.
They gonna always pop.
No, no. I learned how to appreciate myself because I'm the biggest I've ever been. So I learned how to like really like love myself and make sure my insides was good before the outside, but still love myself and look good, because I've been getting crazy compliments and I'm like, yo, that's dope that people, and it has nothing to do with what I look like. It's dope that people can see my confidence coming through. So I've been really, really, really fucking with myself, and I learned to appreciate family. Like, I work remotely in LA, but I came home. I've been in New York for like 6-7 months. I'm coming back to LA, but my job, I still got a job, God bless. You know what I'm saying? And living in LA for July will be 6 years. I've been away from my family. Like, I see them on Christmas and Thanksgiving, but it's like, but and a lot of them passed away. So I got the chance to be here for like 6-7 months. So I learned to appreciate that, and just like appreciate like just time, fam. Like, I really became really appreciative of a lot of things, because life is short, and seeing so many people have lost their lives to COVID, people lost family members were wiped out. That blew my mind. So I've been really like appreciating a a lot of things. And something I learned about myself, shit. I thought, because like you, Monique, like you said, like I've been busy, 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 busy. Never
Mm-hmm.
taking a fucking break ever. And people used to ask me like, when do you sleep? I'm like, must not sleep, must
Right. Sleep till you die.
must
Sleep
do
till you
it.
die.
Let me tell you, like Monique, I was like, I'm not doing a goddamn thing. And when I tell you for 6 months, I didn't do a goddamn thing. I got laid off and literally didn't do anything. I didn't want to host. I didn't want to podcast. People were hitting me up. I was like, I love you guys, but no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I need to sleep and watch TV. I need to do things that I haven't done in like 5 years. So something I learned about myself more was like, yo, fam, you can actually say no and love yourself because you might not be here tomorrow. And make sure you're good and you're healthy. And I also learned that like I'm pretty cool. I don't know. Like I really fuck with myself now. I've learned that like you're cool, relax. Like relax. God got you. You know, that's something that I've learned. Like relax. Baby, it ain't your plan, it's God's plan or higher being. It's the universe's plan. It is not your plan. And that's one thing the pandemic taught everybody was, baby, you can't go by the plan. So that's what I've learned and what I've appreciated during this whole thing. And my titties pop.
And the titties popping. Speaking of titties popping, we have a new sponsor that we are so excited to announce. Lawand, which is a all-woman owned company, founded premium products for personal vibrating massagers. So your bobs are luxurious now, okay? So they bring an unparalleled quality to a notoriously sketchy industry. Now, ladies, I am so excited about this company, not only because it's female owned, but because the products, I don't even know what to say. I just did a hair flip for everybody on the podcast because the products are amazing. I don't know if you ladies have used your products yet, but I definitely have gotten acquainted with my bob. And I will say that it's top of the line. These are go-to for your orgasms, like over and over again, and it's guaranteed. Yeah, pretty much designed for pleasure. And what we got, which were the pleasure sets, are good for traveling or on the go. Okay, so if you want to just throw the cute little pouch in your bag,
Kiki's face though.
if you want to just throw the little cute pouch in your bag, it's so discreet. It's so beautiful. It's suede. It has the gold emblem on it, logo on it. I mean, we can see why this is award winning. Okay,
truly the best. Iconic.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, TK's holding up her box, her little pleasure box.
I just want to say, for those who don't know what Bob is, it's battery operated boyfriend, and these products are truly amazing. And we got the little pleasure set, and it's like having two boyfriends in the set that travels with you, and they are travel size. So, and even if you have a partner, whether you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you can still use these products because you should do them on yourself and love yourself and get to know yourself. That way you can teach your partner all the things that you like. And I unwrapped my pleasure set and
the hair flips though.
She is happy. She is pleased. Okay.
Very pleased. You can use them with your significant other and be just as satisfied, if not even more.
Yeah.
So
if you guys are not, if you refer back to our Bob episode, and if you're not necessarily a frequent Bob user, even if you do have a gentleman caller who is about pleasing you, not these selfish whoever, but who's about pleasing you and knows what they're doing, adding the Lawand set to the experience will, enhance the experience, and you will be pleased and he will be pleased that he is also pleasing you in a new way. So I did bring it to my gentleman caller. He loved it. He thought it was amazing. It's just compact, and it wasn't, I don't know if the right word's grotesque, but it was just like, oh, this is cool. Like, y'all doing things, and like let's get it popping. So we had fun. So shout out to the gentleman caller who knows what he's doing, and shout out to Lawan for creating such amazing products.
I know that's right. Yes,
is right. This is an amazing company. Like, it's not just our sponsor, but it's definitely something that we all will continue to buy as well, because it's just luxurious. I like anything luxury, and y'all know that, okay? So if I'm spouting about it, it's good. For the pleasure set, there's multiple speeds. So make sure y'all try all the speeds.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
I can't with y'all.
Oh my gosh, I can't. So make sure you visit their website at www.lawanmassager.com. And yeah, get you a set. They even have a squirt set, honey.
Yes, they do. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Hey. Okay, back to the episode.
Lawan's gonna be like, oh, these girls is nasty.
The discreetness. By the way, it's a great Mother's Day gift if you haven't got a Mother's Day yet.
It really is.
For your wife, you can. She talk about wow, but look, people get stuff for their wife.
I honestly, like when you said Mother's Day, I thought of my mom. Like I think of like, because I'm not a mom, I just thought of my mom. I'm like,
Mama gotta have a life too. How do you think you got here?
I don't want to think about that.
And that's why I don't want kids.
I'm a virgin.
I don't want kids.
I don't want to think about that.
I want my kids to not think that mama having a good time.
I know.
I'm trying to be like 70. Still go.
And you could definitely, this definitely goes into that. You could definitely buy this as a great Mother's Day gift. So husbands, boyfriends, baby daddies,
girlfriends,
go on there.
Situation.
Or even your friends. Let me tell you, I would give this to my friends. You want to, you know what? Self-love. I would write a cute little self-love note and gift it to my friends. So,
ladies, we are wax, we are vax, and we are going to get some pleasure sets. Okay.
I love it. But yes, this would be a great Mother's Day gift. Okay. Speaking of Mother's Day, speaking of Mother's Day, that was a cute little ding ding with Mother's Day.
Yes.
Speaking of Mother's Day, it is this Sunday coming. Cheers with our Cinco de Mayo for today. Margaritas, if we go out for margaritas. Cheers. But so the first question I don't even really want to ask, but I'm gonna ask anyway. I don't know if I'm gonna answer. What is your mother like?
Well, I had the pleasure of having two moms because I was raised by my great grandmother and my mom. Mm-hmm. I was raised by my great grandmother the first 10 years of my life. Everyone knows this. I'm super open. As my mom was getting clean. So my mom moved to Boston. I lived in Brooklyn. So I had the pleasure of definitely having two moms. But my mom, my dog, the one who gave birth to me, she is a Scorpio. Okay. Her name is Nicola. I'm Nakia. I was like, I see the theme she was going with. Right. My mom is so great. My mom has literally like the biggest heart on the planet. Like, I can't wait till like I'm at a point where I can spoil my mom and give her everything, because my mom literally sacrificed everything. And my mom, though I was helped raise with my great grandmother, was a single mom. She was a nurse. She worked 2 jobs. And I literally look back and I'm like, fam, I don't know how I was able to go to Catholic schools, get the laptops I wanted. I would give my mom every Sunday. Do you remember the newspapers had the little Toys R Us booklet? I literally would give it to her and be like, thank you. And would come home to like, you know what I'm saying? But well deserved though. Like, I'm the only child. I was spoiled, but best believe like my mom and grandma didn't play. But my mom is just great, man. She's funny. She's cool. She's a little crazy. Hard-headed because she's a Scorpio. Y'all don't listen.
Yes, we do. That's Leo that don't listen.
Mm-hmm. But my mom has the biggest heart on the planet. Like, she literally, if she could, she would give you everything off her back. My mom is just cool as shit. I love her.
I think that should combine the two. Like, what is your mother like, and what do you appreciate about her?
Yep, and that's what I appreciate. My mom held it down, and even though my mom left to get clean, she left me with my great grandmother because she knew that my great grandmother was going to do the job. And let me tell you something. Like, though I was raised with my great grandmother, I talked to my mother every single day. She was in Boston. I was in Brooklyn. Like, when I say every day, and I was on that bus every weekend and seeing my mom. Like, my mom is just that. She is just so it's like I didn't go without. You know what I'm saying? So like, though my mother wasn't physically there, I talked to her every day and
Right.
was in Boston every damn week. So I appreciate her sacrificing everything for me.
Yeah. I think with my mom, my mom is a Scorpio as well. So I'm a Scorpio and I am the only child. So our relationship has always been kind of rocky. I was really a lot of the times with my grandmother, as y'all already know. Every time I say that, I always do this. I'm like,
Nanas. Ain't
yeah.
nothing like a grandma. Oh, Nana. We love grandmas.
She stays with me at all times, no matter what, right here. So I can see her every day, talk to her all the time. But so I think I had the pleasure, like you, Kiki, to have two mothers, and my grandma was a huge part of my life. Like I couldn't go anywhere without her. I didn't want to go anywhere without her. I wanted to always be with her. Like that was it. I didn't want nobody even touching me. Like you couldn't touch me or anything. So, but my grandma is, I mean, she had three kids, so she was a mother at some point too, which my aunt and my mom always was like, well, she was a mom, she was different for you, which she was my grandmother, so she had some time to kind of like, what is it, kind of like
You got,
bask.
yeah,
She's
because
a little older.
grandma's like say like my great grandmother, she had the time. She went through kids, grandkids.
Yeah, the
And when it's a new set,
patience.
you're like, okay, let me try to get it together. And so I know what you mean.
Right, the patience and stuff. But for the most part, even though me and my mom has always had a rocky, I really do appreciate and admire my mother because she's a hard worker. She's a very strong, opinionated woman. She has never let anybody like just run over top of her, or she's like me. If she wanted to do something, she would just pick up and do it. She didn't care if you were going or not with her. She was going to do it. And I feel like that established a lot in me. So I appreciate my mother for that, because she's always been a very strong, um, just a very strong person, period. And I admire that about her, because there's a lot of things that, I feel like we go through in life and it just weakens us sometimes. But, with my mom, she's just always been very like, I know what I want. I know what I want in life. I know I'm gonna go do it. And if you don't like it, oh well. Like she's not gonna apologize for it. And she will give you a mean cussing out too. That's one thing that I will say. She will cuss you out real, like, you know. So I mean, but that's, my mom is she is, if you can get to know her, or you get like even to speak to her, she's cool. She's a little more on the reserved side than I am, but she's a very open person. Like she's open to hearing what you kind of like have to say. That wasn't always the case when I was young, but my mom is an open person enough to hear, like, if you have to say something, that don't mean she won't agree. And she definitely gonna tell you. She very outspoken. She'll be like, I don't like you, don't come in my house, I don't mess with people, I don't want to talk to you. Like, she's very outspoken. But for the most part, like, that's what I really admire and appreciate about my mom, is that she's just so strong and that she is outspoken. Like, she just be like, I tell her how it is, how I feel it is, and it is what it is. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it.
Right.
So yeah. What about you, CK?
My mom's like ride or die, to the point that I just don't tell her certain things because I know like she'll go in, meaning that she'll be on a plane, meaning that she's gonna, so I just don't do that. She's just always been consistent. I mean, it's the same thing like with my grandmother, but my mom has just always just been consistent. And I was interviewing somebody else the other day. It's like, you don't even realize the times where, like, now us being adults and, paying bills and taxes and all this other stuff, and now compounding it with having children and maybe not being able to make it work, but for somehow making it work. Like, I never thought we were poor, but we were never rich, but I never wanted or needed anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was always, there was just a consistency with her. Like, every summer we would go to the dentist and the doctor, and then she'd put us on a bus and we'd go to New York and we'd have a blast. And then she'd come Labor Day weekend and then we'd all spend it together as a family. So it was just very, she was just always very like consistent, and she is the main reason why I work so hard. It's the same thing that you were saying to Kiki, like just being able to just put her in whatever position she wants. Like if she wants to get another house, we can go and get another house. If we want to do this, so it's just really that's the main reason. And she really instilled in us, because she is from South America, she's from Guyana, so she grew up, property was like a huge thing. So we have houses in Guyana. So she grew up really instilling, the value of, having something and creating a legacy. And even though, which I never even asked her, but she worked for the government for like 30 plus years. Like I definitely don't think as a child she wanted to work for the government, but she sacrificed staying in a certain position so she could be home by 4 o'clock and take us bike riding. Like she was more than smart enough, and she had the opportunities to climb up that ladder, but she knew that, my dad was, doing his own business, so he would come late. And my grandmother was there, but she made the decision that, no, I'm going to create these experiences with my children. So pretty much every day when it wasn't snowing, she'd come home and we go bike riding. And that was like my life. And again, I've never wanted for anything. So I'm incredibly appreciative of her, even though she is a mom, so she gets annoying. But I understand why she does that, because if you birth something, and it could be whatever, like obviously, your kids, but anything, like I feel like that with my business. Like I just, when you put so much stock into something, you want the best for it. So I understand the her concern. So I just use the annoying part, and I was like, okay, she's my mom. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I just accepted, and I don't get as bothered by it. But she's definitely my ride or die. But I just don't want to apply that. So I just don't tell her certain things, and we go off into the sunset.
Right. Yeah, totally understandable. I can't tell my mom everything either. I can't, like, ooh, that's a whole different subject. Like I just cannot express everything to you, mother. Like, and you know what? This goes into the next question that I do want to ask is what type of mother do you guys want to be? If you want to be a mother, even if it's an auntie Kiki, what type of auntie, godmother? You can be a godmother too.
I am a godmother, actually.
See? What type? I am a godmother too. What type of mother do you guys want to be?
I would say, like, though I don't want kids, but I do. I'm not gonna lie. I've pictured like the type of mother I would be and like how I would be. I think I would be, so like my great grandmother was really honest about a lot of things growing up. She didn't sugarcoat anything. She talked to me about sex, life, men, everything. And I want to do the same thing with my kids. She didn't talk to me like I was a little kid. Like, she's kind of talked to me like I was an adult, where my aunt had this running joke when she said like I was 5, I would like talk like my great grandmother. And my aunt had to call her and was like, "Ma, stop talking in front of Nakia because she's talking like an old lady." So like people still call me old lady today. Like my aunt was like, "You were literally like sitting at the table talking like a grown-up." So my great grandmother was open. So I would want to be the mom that's like open with my kids and honest. And I'm like a hippie, so I know I'm gonna be a hippie mom. I'm probably gonna be like the annoying mom that's like, "Let's go to Disney, let's dress up for Halloween." Like I'm gonna be that mom.
Yeah.
Let my kids get off like one curse word in the house, like I'm gonna be like that mom, but not like your friend. I don't want to be your friend.
Right.
I know there's not a manual on how to be a parent, but I do think some parents fail like that. And that's something my mom and great grandmother never wanted to be my friend, but we had such a great relationship where like I still feared them. I still fear them to this day.
Facts.
But
yeah, I
was able to come to them and tell them everything. Sex, boy, like, and they didn't make me feel bad about anything. I told you, I opened up on this episode where my great grandmother was my therapist. I wrote my diary, really dark shit. And she was like, "Come sit at the table. Let's talk about why you feel this way. Why do you feel down?" Like, that's how I want to be. So I want to take everything from my mom and great grandmother and just talk to my kids, like everything. They were too honest with me. Too damn honest, I think. I learned about sex at like 9 and I was like, "Oh my God." But it didn't make any education. It didn't make me want to go out there and have sex. My great grandmother just used to be like, And they put me in sex ed early too, you know? So I was the one educating my friends. So that's
Right.
I want to be like the cool mom, but I'll still beat your ass mom, but not physically, but like I just want you to be scared. But the last thing, another reason I kind of don't want kids, because I'm gonna be that mom that if my kid tells me that someone's messing with them, that's how my mom was. I'm pulling up to the school. Which
shotgun
did it?
Let me tell you, that's how both my mom and my grandma were. They was pulling up to the school, and all the kids would be like, "Ooh."
Yo, my mom did that up into college. Like I had a hard time at college. My mother pulled up and was like, "Who's doing it? Who do I gotta?"
Jesus.
The dean was like, "Ma'am, you can't fight the kid." So
right.
That was my mom would come into middle school and be like, who did it? Point them out so I can go to their parents. So my mom was that, and that's the thing. Like I was a wild hyper kid. So I got like hit probably twice in my whole life, maybe once. Because all they had to do was look at me. Like that's the fear. They were so big on talking. They weren't big on hitting. They were big on like, sit your ass down, let's talk about it. And to this day, I'm in my 30s and I still fear my mom. So I want to be like a cool mom, but like, don't play with me, mom. But live your life, mom. But I also feel like I'm gonna be too protective. Like I just don't want anybody messing with my kids for anything. Like So yeah.
I feel like I understand that. Like I don't want nobody messing with my kids, but I'm the type of person that'll be like, well, this is what I told my nephew to. No, you better go out there and hit the shit out of them back and beat their, like that's me. That's me more like, I need you to handle the situation. If you get in trouble, then you come and tell me the story and we can work it out between us. But I know me, I'm already, I tell everybody, because everybody's like, oh no, you're gonna be such a good mom. And I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gonna be that mom who's just like, get away from me, go to sleep. I'm sleeping right now. Like, you're getting on my nerves, stay away from me. Like, I really don't like you right now. Like, but I do feel like I'm gonna have a very loving, like, type essence to me, as far as when it comes to having, like, in my mind, I say like maybe one, but I'm open to adopt too. So that's something. But for the most part, I feel like I will have this loving nature, because my grandmother has such a loving nature. Like her nature was very like stern. Like she will look at you. Like I have only gotten like maybe 3 or 4 whippings in life, because all I needed was the look, and I was terrified. I was like, oh no, like I don't want to be like beat today. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be grounded. Like I need my freedom. So it only took like the look. And I'm with you, Kiki. I'm not going to be calling my child my best friend. We are not friends. I am your mother. And if I get like a son who's bigger than me, when you get bigger than me, let me tell you, I will talk up to you like this. Don't get it twisted. I will be that mom. Like, I brought you in, motherfucker. I will take you out. Don't play with me.
But as I got older, I understand why moms say that now. I get why parents say that now. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. It's a statement. I mean, it's a statement. Hopefully you don't have to take them out, because then you don't go to jail. But you let them know, like, yo, this is a serious situation, and don't act like you're going to get over on me type situation. But I do think that I want more of a communication with my kids or kid than I had in my household. I want my kids to be able to, even if I feel sort of uncomfortable, I do want my kids to be like, Mom, I think that, when you said this or when you yell at me, it hurts my feelings and stuff like that. Like that, I wasn't able to say. So even if they are challenging me in what they're saying and I feel some type of way, I do want to be able to have that open communication to where they still feel comfortable to come to me. So I do want to be a mother, but a very loving and nurturing, with open communication type mother. No matter how hard it is, because there's going to be times where your kids say something, be like, oh.
If I have kids, I'm going to be an old mom. I'm going to be like 50 with like a
yes.
So I'm going to be like, God damn, I'm tired. But I love you so much. Mommy's just tired and old, baby.
Right, so you can make that as an excuse, right?
Show mommy the pants. Come on, mom. I don't want kids. I feel like if I do, I'm gonna be like 45.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna probably be like 40. So I'm gonna be a little bit older too, which is cool to me. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, I feel like society has pressed us because of, back in the day, you didn't have the technology that you have now to be able to, reserve your eggs or freeze them or do whatever you want, adopt or whatever. It wasn't as open and expressive as it is now. And there's so many options. Like you have so many options that you can be 45 and still have a child if you want. You can, and still have that life that you have dreamed of or wanted or asked for. So
yeah. It's a catch 22. I'm in the process of freezing my eggs, so it's just kind of like it's a catch 22 because at the end of the day, because I'm really big on family and legacy, and my grandmother was able to meet her great grandchildren. And so it's just kind of like, as a society, yes, women are, we're able to do stuff like that, but we're not able to live to 120 or, whatever. So it's kind of like now thinking about all that, it's just like, well, will I be able to meet my grandchildren or my great grands? So it's like, it's a catch 22. It's like, okay, well, because I have friends who had kids really young in the midst of when I was, running track professionally. It's like, nah, but that's not going to happen. And so it's just, it is a situation, but I think if that's what you're going to do, then being healthy and eating properly and not just like, and let me not get in because I'm not a nutritionist, but eating healthy is really, really key, and not like pseudo healthy, if that's what your intention is. Because I think as a society, we have become, thinking that we can have it all, but Father Time is undefeated. So like, yeah, you can, but then, what about the possible opportunities of you, like you were saying, Kiki, like of, you being able to take care of your great grands or your grandchildren, stuff like that. Not saying taking care of them, but having the opportunity.
No, I'm gonna be 60 with my baby, not granny.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, baby, I'm just making it.
I'm like, baby, I ain't making it to them day. No, I was. It's a blessing though, because I was raised by my great grandmother, so that's dope. But I know for me, like, it's not really what I want right now. And I know for me, like, I'm probably gonna be the mom that's like with my 20-year-old and 60.
Yeah.
And I know my family's very interesting because a lot of my elders have already gone. So like I know, it's a very interesting, but I do feel what you're saying too. Like, and that's why the fact that they have in place for like freezing your eggs, I think that's amazing now. And there's so many
man. They making money. You gotta pay rent for these eggs, homies. The rent is more than my rent. You don't even understand. Just to place these eggs in the little.
It's like $8 something. It's like $8 something a month.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I've been thinking about that too. I'm like, I might be.
Yeah, because 35 is when they say you should. Like around 35, 38 is when you should start it. Yeah. Like,
if my eggs are gonna be scrambled soon, so maybe I'll freeze them, and then if I change my mind at like 43, I'm like, yeah. No, but I think it's dope that they're.
But it's also too. Yeah, it's also too very like once you do that, it's also very I guess the pressure of like, oh, I have to do this. Or like, I want this, but I told Monique about a terrible date that I had the other day. So I was so glad that I pulled the trigger anyway, because it just confirmed that LA is a bit of a situation out here with dating. Ooh. So yeah, it just really, it is a relief. Like you were saying, Kiki, it's just like, okay, well, if I wait till later, however, I don't want to wait till later. I have another game plan in the works that I can't really talk about, but on here. But yeah, it's definitely a reliever. Then as far as the mother thing, like that's why I want to have multiple kids, because everybody's going to have their own different personality. Like I didn't realize, having a conversation with my mom, she told me when I was a kid, like I was very reserved. Like I would study people first before. And it was interesting that she said that, because I know that's how I am. But she, like her referring to me as a baby. So I really hope that I'm able to, because she raised my brother and I differently, because we have completely different personalities. So I'm really hope that I'm able to pick up those personalities. However, I really hope that one of those personalities is similar to mine, meaning like they're the athlete or they're the go-getter or they're the like, just give me some shit, let's go. Because if they're like my brother and that's my only one, there's gonna be some situations.
Your kid's gonna give you a run for your money.
Right. No, he was just different. Like the primal story is we were like, my mom at one time, we didn't have a car. And, you know, whenever she saw a bus, she's like, all right, cool, let's run. And I bet, let's go. My brother comes along and he's like, Mom, there's another bus coming. And I'm like,
that's me.
We on a schedule, homie. Like, we can't wait for another bus. So I feel like if we're to have a kid like that, and that's my only one, it's gonna be a challenge for me, especially and this is completely
challenges are
selfish.
Good.
They are, but
challenges
it's
are
completely
good.
selfish. I want to like continue on that athletic.
Yeah, you want different little mini versions of you. Like
I think if none of them come out to be an athlete, I'd be. I mean, I know
I must say,
their
I can
life,
see you being that mom. That's like,
oh yeah, soccer mom.
I can definitely see you being a soccer mom.
Let's go. We winning by any means necessary. No participant ribbons in this house. We ain't doing that. One or bus.
Yeah.
I can see TK being like, let's go. 1 year old running track. Let's go.
Oh, for real. We doing push-ups.
Oh my God.
I make my little nieces do push-ups. That's what we out here in the streets cooking up. We do it. We doing it. We gonna get ahead of everybody.
Lord, God bless your kids.
Out of the womb.
I know. They gonna be right, man.
Yeah. And then when they're cute, and I'm still in LA, yo, you bitches are going to work. You can get this check. You could pay for your own college. We good. Let's
Joe
go.
Jackson. You on your Joe Jackson.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, as a baby, come on now. As a baby,
it's so cute. It's so cute.
You could do a commercial as a baby and get residual checks until you're 18. And now I don't have to pay for anything.
He modeled for Baby Toys R Us, and he still gets residual checks. He was in the magazines, and he's like 31 now, which is so dope.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why am I gonna stop your paycheck coming out of the womb? Why do I have to wait until you 16 or you feel like you're working? You don't even know you're working as a baby. Let's go. True. Let's do this.
And it's cute when babies model. See my ovaries.
Look at Monique. Monique is judging. Monique is judging. It's all right. It's all right. And another thing too, I feel like God in the universe had me wait because I didn't have a lot of women in my life. So my children will have a lot of aunties, and they will probably complain to their aunties about me. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. At least they have somebody else to talk to.
That's what aunts are for.
Right. That's what we are for. And to give that lessons for beat downs. Because I'll be telling my niece and nephew, I'll be like, go beat them down. Like I be having to have, like, I be telling my sister, don't be telling him that. You better go beat them down. Like, but no. And, you know, I think, I think that, honestly, I feel like with this panel, I feel like we would all be good mothers, though. We will. You know, even though there are different aspects, I do feel like we will all be really good mothers because there are really bad moms. Like,
and I think too, we're blessed to be in a generation where now we have resources now because we went through so much shit and then they went through so much shit. So now we're the generation, and the generation after us is even better, where now they talk about their feelings. There's therapy. There's things that actually guide you. So I think that's a blessing for like millennials and Gen Z. Like,
right. My kids will be like, Auntie Kiki, she hella crazy. She had me do 100 burpees. You be like, and can't help you. You know? Did you do them well? Was she happy?
Not Kiki.
No, I, you know, I just feel like my kids should be. I think it's where I grew up. My kids should just be able to be a kid. Like,
yeah, man.
Whatever they want to do, they should have life to, like, they should look at life as like, oh, I can explore and do anything I want. And so if they look at it like that, I feel like they will always have that mindset, and it won't be like pushed on them to, you know, do just.
That's the reason for multiple kids.
Because there's like, I need 5, so I can just take one.
That wants to do all of that. Can I just get the one? Get the one who just wants to do some shit. All right, mom, let's go. Like that. The rest of the other 4, yo, do what you want.
I'll do whatever y'all want. But this one,
This one, we about to do some work. This one will help pave the road to bring the family to the extra echelon. That's what we're doing.
Lord.
That's why I want to have multiples. That is incredibly selfish, and it is what it is. I'm behind it.
But hey, whatever, whatever floats your boat, shit, I'm happy with. So one last question before we wrap up, since this episode's a little bit longer. One last question before we wrap up, because this is season 3 now, guys. What is one thing that your parents taught you, especially your mother, or I say parents because, me and Kiki had our grandma really influenced in our lives, that you still go by? What is one thing that they taught you that you still go by to this day? Like one thing that they taught you that you still go by to this day.
My parents taught me how to speak up for myself and to never let and I still do to this day, speak up for myself, and speak up for others, especially for those who can't. That's something they definitely taught me. Yeah, and I know you said one, but my parents definitely instilled a lot in me. But my favorite thing, this is not even important, but it's just funny to me because it happened recently. And I'm like, damn, I'm turning into my mom and grandma. Where my great grandmother was big on, if you walk into a room, you have to speak. Good morning. Good evening. How you doing? Hi. So my great grandmother used to say when I was little, did I sleep with you? And I was like, what the hell does that mean? She's like, I didn't. So you need to speak when you walk into this room.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kiki's grandmother, though. For real.
Yo, Mark, somebody walked in and I was like, hello. Did I sleep with you? And I was like, right. Oh my God. But I'm big on that though. Even with coworkers, good morning.
Yeah.
And I'm turning into so that's something that a lot of things like that, little things that they've instilled, where now that I'm at an age where I'm like, oh my God, I understand. Right. I get it. So that's just a funny take, but definitely speaking up for myself and others who can't speak up for themselves.
I have to piggyback on that. Speaking is my mama's number one thing. Do not walk in her space, her house, anything, and do not speak to her. She will not like you at all. You could bring cookies the next time and have a whole conversation. That first impression was everything, and she just, from then on, she's just like, nope, I don't deal with you because you don't even have no manners. Okay. So I think, that's me too. Because when people walk past me and it's like, you was in an office or something, because I haven't been in an office in a minute, but you be like, good morning, hello, don't you see me here? I gotta ask. So,
you're like, hello.
That was our household. Definitely speak when you see, or speak when you're spoken to, or speak, when you see somebody, you need to speak. So that is one thing that I definitely have to piggyback on, because I do it too. I find myself doing it too. But I feel like the number one thing that I feel like my parents taught me, because I had a lot of people in my life, my stepdad is really like my dad, my grandma, and then, my mom, is to just be me unapologetically. Don't care what anybody thinks. Just be yourself. Just be who you are. And if it doesn't feel right to you, don't be that. Right. And so I think that's the number one thing that I've taken even until now. Just be yourself. If it feels good to you, then you do it, or you do, you know what I'm saying? And my mom would say that, she'd be like, but no, if there's consequences, you need to be responsible for those consequences too. Yes. But be you. So yeah, I think that was a number one takeaway. That and being responsible. Woof. My side of the family, responsibility, number one, responsible, independent. Independent women, that's all that's in my family. So, but yeah, it's to be myself. TK?
Yeah. Same thing. My grandmother used to say manners I always thought she said manners maketh the man. Didn't find out until she passed away, where it's manners make the man. And it's kind of one of those things that she says. She's known for these parables and these sayings, and everybody can quote these sayings, but it didn't really hit until she passed away that she was essentially instilling that in us, and my mom instilled that in us too. So that was definitely one thing I agree. having conversations with people and being respectful, give respect and get respect. And of course, there's always these outliers, but I found in career, in business, all these little things that are just so intrinsic in me now, people take note of that. And that makes people want to shop with us. So that's good. And then the other thing is, and I don't know, I have to find whatever formula my mom and my dad did, but just the belief in myself that I can do anything. Like I ran away from home when I was 17, not to become a stripper, but to get a track scholarship. Mind you, I went to an all-girls school that only had less than 500 students, and we didn't have a track. Like I found out later that my best friends, they thought I was crazy. And I was like, no, I'm going to do this. And that belief that I could do anything I put my mind to, and then also make it happen and have it happen. Like that was something that I've always had. So I don't know exactly what, they did to kind of flourish that. It kind of backfired on them when I left home at 17, but I mean, I did get a scholarship, so it worked out. Right. But that's what I really hope to instill in my kids as well, that they can do anything that they put their mind to, even if it's not sports, but it'd be my preference. But
I will say, even if it's not sports.
yeah. Right. Yeah. I'll make it work. A lot of therapy. We'll make it work.
Oh Lord. Yes, thank you, Queens, for starting off season 3. We started off right. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Shout out to all the moms out there. You are special. And so, we thank you for giving us birth, especially to our mothers. We thank you for instilling certain things in us and just making us who we are today, each and every one of us. So thank you, Queens. And we are up for season 3. Let them know where they can find you.
Yes, I just want to give a shout out to the mothers, whether you birth a child, whether you take the form of a mother, grandmother, right, auntie, friend, godmother, raising a child, baby. You are a mother. You're right. It doesn't matter if you push them babies out, you are a mother. So shout out to you guys because you deserve the world. Mothers do not get enough or enough credit. Mommies do it all. Shout out to my mom. Happy Mama's Day. My stepmom, my godmother, my aunties, grandmothers, great-grandma, everybody, and all my friends. My best friend just had a baby, so I'm like really emotional. I'm again. So shout out to all my friends with kids. I love you guys. And you guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom, because me and my titties, I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. I hope my mother
been out, honey.
Listening to this episode.
We got a titty page.
Kidding. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to my mom. I mean, ride or die, and she's not even technically savvy to listen to this podcast, but somebody will tell her. So shout out to her, shout out to all those moms, and shout out to my friends who have kids that think I'm the cool auntie, which is really great because I am. So shout out to all of them. And you can, if you want something to give to your mother and you totally forgot that it was a holiday, make sure you go to centerin.co. We have a really great Mother's Day gift pack. It's amazing, y'all. I'm just putting out there some anti-aging facial oil and shit like that. So go to centerin.co for that. And then also you can check me out on everything at TK Trinidad or tktrinidad.com.
Yes, that's a great gift. Black-owned company. Make sure you send y'all's mamas some stuff. Aunties, mamas, grandmas, whoever, instilled you being a good human being into you. Let me tell you, give them something for Mother's Day. Gift, it doesn't matter, but that's a great gift. Shout out to all the mothers in my life, especially my mom. Happy Mother's Day to her. She probably, she ain't tech savvy either, but I'll send her this little clip. She's like, oh, that's so sweet. She'd be so fake sometimes. No, just like, but no, shout out to my mom. And happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there, aunties, mothers, godmothers, grandmothers,
pet mothers. Don't forget the mommies who have pets.
Pet moms, adopted mothers. We just took you in because you was on the street, mothers. then, you know, shout out to all of them. We appreciate you in every way possible. You can find me on Instagram at It's Monique Loveless, and you can also visit my website at moniqueloveless.com. Also, make sure you shoot over to blackqueensuncut.com. It is being updated with all the new episodes. If you haven't listened yet, make sure you catch up with all the other episodes that we have. Also, you can catch us on all social media platforms at Queens Uncut, and go over to our YouTube page so you can see us. Hello, hey Queendom family. At on the YouTube page at Black Queens Uncut, just type it in the search. We pop up. We're the first ones. Hey. So make sure you check us out everywhere. Every Wednesday, we drop a new episode since we're in season 3 now. And is that it, Queens?
That's it. Happy
Thank you.
3.
Yes. Thank you, Queendom family. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.
Ciao.